for our next guest needs no introduction.
But we might introduce them anyways.
No.
I just want to say that he is one of my favorite employees of WinCloud.
Didn't you say that about Hassan?
I don't know.
And you told this to me before.
I don't know. Maybe. Anyways, this is one of my favorite employees of WinCloud. Legendary, coming in hot with a fresh new fade. Yeah, please welcome DJ McCullough, also known as Mark.
Mark the DJ.
Oh. Yeah. Wait, do I not get the intro of the changelog itself gets the intro that I'm yelling?
Yes.
The wiggle
You're talking about
I don't get the intro. No, I don't get that. The video is not for me.
No.
For the thing. Okay, just making sure.
Have one for Marky Mark.
For Mark. Okay, awesome. So Mark, what are you gonna do today? Are you gonna share with us your changelog?
Nah.
No. Okay.
Oh yeah. I will share that thing.
Let's see the changelog. Whoa!
All right, new changelog. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm realizing I should probably write dates on this because I don't know when these versions came out, and the viewers probably don't either. So sorry. It came out in the last couple of weeks.
I keep dates with Semvers. That's how I remember dates.
I was born in version 0. That's where I was born.
Yeah, exactly. I'm an alpha. I'm a beta version. Never was considered for mass production.
Exactly.
I think every day we iterate better than the day before.
Talk the RC candidate.
One patch at a time.
Yeah.
All it is.
Release candidate. One patch at a time.
Awesome. The great Buddha said that, I believe.
Wasn't that great?
So first up, and I think the majority of this changelog will actually be breaking changes. There were a lot of breaking changes throughout here. You can actually tell that based on the version numbers. Right now, since we're below 0 major December, breaking changes we're keeping to the minor numbers. So we went from 24 to 29.
Right.
So definitely a lot of that actually made it a little easier for me to pick things. I just kind of just picked a lot of breaking changes, or most of them at least. So let's go over a few of them. The first several are language changes. So these are not API changes, but rather actual changes to the language. So first one is that extern can now only be used with the static keyword.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So internally, it actually not having static didn't actually make sense. Because you weren't. I mean, it worked. You physically could call these extern methods on instances, but they weren't using the instances. They were just. It was kind of a pointless way to have it when you could call it statically.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. For the time being, we removed it.
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. I mean, why would you create an instance and you can really access this field? But the whole thing, our all extern syntax inside the class, for me, doesn't make a lot of sense anyhow. So this thing specifically didn't bother me. I know why we've done this. There's a lot of decisions because we didn't want to create floating functions, things like that. So we didn't have time for that. But I don't like our extern syntax, Mark. I don't like our extern syntax.
Hey, I wanted it to be free floating, and maybe we'll get there. But the nice thing about a lot of the breaking changes here is it's mostly deleting things.
Oh, nice.
Which is always good because for one, we can bring them back, maybe better. This specific one, we could bring this back and actually make it matter, like where the extern actually has access to the instance. I think that was part of the original idea, is that you could actually from your JavaScript call from within your class.
Right, you can do this.
But we never got around to that, and it's not trivial. I think, especially to do it safely.
Oh, really?
Although maybe we don't care about safety for that. I don't know. Anyway, we're not touching it right now, so it's off. It's off the table.
We're not doing the bind call with this. Sounds pretty trivial to do it. Okay.
I just realized you're covering the contributor names with the video
Great.
or okay, yeah. This is Chris, and you'll see him again in the next one as well.
Okay.
He went through and deleted stuff.
Oh.
Actually, this one's not a delete, it's a change. So throw is now a keyword instead of being a built-in function.
Interesting.
I don't remember how much debate there was about this originally, but I would agree that it makes sense for it to be a keyword, because it's control flow. It's a lot like the other keywords we have,
Like
try
return.
and catch and if and for.
Interesting.
It's it kind of makes sense in that way. I think there's some usefulness to having it be a function too, and
What's the usefulness? How would you use?
it makes it make sense as like well, I mean, it has all the properties that functions have, so you can call it anywhere.
Right.
Right now, I don't think we didn't really return anything, so I guess it wasn't useful in that way.
Right.
I don't know. I won't argue for the thing that we just changed because I don't really have a I don't have a position for it prepared, but
Okay.
I'm in favor of the overall change to use a keyword since while we still have throw at all in the language.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yep.
So breaking change number 2 by Chris.
Yep, and here's the third one. This one's not by Chris. This is by Uri on the team as well.
Oh,
He just kind of threw in a nice little one here. Just deleting panic.
Yep.
Panic's a keyword we had that I don't think I saw anyone ever use ever. Not a single time.
The +6 -100 to 3, man.
Yeah, I didn't know how to display this, so this is the PR's diff. This is it. He just deleted it, and I was like, cool. Yeah, so it's just panic. Just for clarity, it's like throw except you can't catch it. It's a complete like exiting of the program.
Right.
Similar to how a panic is in Rust, for instance, or it's effectively like process.exit. It's like it's just kill the process. We didn't really, no one was really using it, and I don't think we really cleared a good use case. So I mean, it's possible to bring back, but it's for the time being, let's reduce our surface area of language complexity by removing it.
Well, like panicking in real life is, it's useless, as the great Buddha said.
As the great Buddha.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
I'm helping. I'm contributing to this conversation.
The next one is no longer a language change, but an API change. This one's from Gary. So .get and .getAt previously just returned null or nil if what it was looking for wasn't found. This was pretty inconsistent with basically every other API we have that has an alternative like try get.
Yeah.
So he effectively fixed it. It's not. It was the current behavior was a mistake. This is not. It's not really a feature. So Gary went in and fixed it so the behavior is more as expected. So now this actually throws at runtime. This example.
Yeah. So it's a break in API change. You look at the API, nothing has changed. The implementation has changed. So something that wasn't throwing stuff is now is going to throw stuff. So it's still a break in API change.
It's not a contract change, but it's a behavior change that you could have been relying on.
Right.
So yeah, that's definitely an important one. I think we're done with breaking changes now. So this one is a feature. Wait, no, sorry. No. Okay, I misread the title. Still a breaking change. So previously, JSON.stringify took in multiple parameters, and one of them was it was just indent. So it was like you'd provide the JSON object and you provide a number.
Oh, really?
Put my mouse here and show that. Yeah. So previously it was just you'd pass J and then you'd pass 2.
Just 2 positional arguments, and now you pass in a struct.
Yeah. Now the first argument is still JSON. The second argument is now a struct, which means you can make use of the struct expansion syntax that we have, which looks like this. This is a kind of API design that I think we're using in most places, so it's nice to be consistent about it here. And that's it. So now
I love this struct expansions thing. The fact that basically we're creating named arguments that are usually optional. Usually they're optional. They don't have to be, but that makes a lot of sense. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
This was
Yeah.
done by Gary.
A lot of the CDKs that exist, and we use a lot of their APIs for things under the hood, but also we allow that the usage, like you can bring CDK libraries.
Right.
A lot of them are built like this. It's kind of just the design of constructs and CDKs in general is having the last argument be a struct. So it makes sense that we're kind of proliferating that.
Yep.
In multiple places.
Interesting.
So
Love it.
thanks to Gary for that
Thank
change.
you, Gary. Thank you, Gary.
Just the one Gary change on this one gets a clap. No other clapping.
Everybody else deleted stuff and broke stuff.
Well, we can also, we can clap for the next change, which is from a first-time contributor to Wing, Harsh.
Right.
He added the Regex mode.
Oh, nice.
And I think it just has the one method. I actually did not double check. But this is kind of just like, this is like the initial thing you would need Regex for, is like, hey, try to match a string. Exactly. I'm sure we'll add more and more, but like this is kind of unlocking that basic functionality.
Right.
So now you can use that. Definitely an important feature that I'm sure people were calling extern to do for several cases right now. So now you don't have to.
Yeah, I've been using extern for this. I think that's so this is just, and it's right now match is a static function on the Bring kind of namespace right now. So,
yeah, it kind of seems, it looks like it's a free floating function, and I don't know how much I don't know what language you use to talk about it. Because it's not. Internally, it's a static function, but it does look like you're just calling a function on a namespace. So, whatever makes you feel better when you look at it, you can think of it like that.
Awesome.
But yeah, I'm sure we'll see more. And thank you again, Harsh, for that.
Yeah, thank you, Harsh. Mark, do you think we're gonna have the backticks, or is it tick? I don't know, backslash or for Regex?
Oh, for the Regex, I don't think we've talked about that at all. It's one of those types of sugars that I certainly use it a lot, but I also maybe write too much Regex.
Me too.
More than I should.
Me too.
So I don't know. My opinion there is biased, but it hasn't been talked about yet, and we might delay that kind of sugar for a while because this works. There's nothing wrong with this other than you'll have to add extra escapes for certain things.
Yeah, but also if you use that syntax trigger, then you have a then it's usually this thing match. It's Regex objects. Usually it's more object oriented style.
That's true. We'd have to decide what is that? What does our sugar represent? Because we don't have to even do it that same way. Right. So yeah, I don't know, but it hasn't been talked about yet.
Interesting. Awesome. Thanks again, Harsh, and it's his first contribution, which is amazing. Awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. Okay, so quick little this is more of a contributor experience point, but Alad Cohen, not the other Alad, added a feature for PRs that change anything relating to the console, which can also include anything changing the compiler or the SDK. The console is a part of is at the near the top of a large dependency tree. So if your PR changes anything in that tree, you'll get a preview to see how your console looks now.
Interesting.
It's probably most useful for actual console changes, but I can definitely see the usefulness of this even when you're just changing the compiler. You want to test the compiler output. Right now, it's not like the playground. It's just
exactly.
The console.
We need the playground part for that, so you can just write code, and then it will basically use both stuff.
Yeah, awesome. I would really, really love that, and I'm sure that'll we'll get there. This is kind of like a stepping stone. I think it's more difficult for the playground because technically it's in a different repo, so there's kind of a struggle there. But maybe one day. because I would love to see that. But this is good for now, and it's already caught even bugs that are not console related. Just make sure that you're not causing regressions in the console, even when the change seems unrelated, but it's not.
Nice.
Super nice. And console change. There's actually several console changes, but I kind of wrapped it up in one video. Or I didn't make the video. It was Paul's video for his change. But this is probably too small to see. That's nice.
Okay.
The basic gist of the change was that when you're interacting with resources in the console, I'm not going to make it bigger. Sorry, not sorry.
That's okay.
When you're acting with resources in the console, it what happened before is when you change the wing file, it would reload the console,
right,
and then whatever you entered in there would disappear. And I think most people expects it to stay because you're probably iterating on the same thing that you were just doing when you made your change. So now those fields keep the same content, so you can keep hitting the same API endpoint with the same content or whatever. And that's definitely a big improvement. And it's hard to see here, but there's also design changes, but you can't see them. So just open up the console right now and bask in the glory of it and how it looks.
Yep. First of all, thank you, Paul, for this. It's this. I'm working with the console a lot. Basically, when you're debugging stuff, I mean, you're constantly doing the same action. This is my bug. Doing the same action. This is my bug. And the fact that this was kind of the context was deleted every time, because when you fix the bug, you had to reload the console in a way. And that's not the simulator basically, but the console. The fact that now it keeps the state is much better. Which version was it? You don't have the version here, because I'm not sure I'm using it.
It just came out. This is within the last few hours, I think.
Okay, great. So I because I haven't seen it in action. Great. Is this the last one, Mark?
This is the last one. That's the end of the changelog.
Okay.
There's some cosmetic changes also made to the console.
You want to talk about them?
Nope.
No,
sorry, me? Oh, please do, because I was saying no because I have no clue what they are. I don't know what they are.
Mark, I mean, nope. This was the fastest nope. No.
No, not me. Maybe Amiel does.
There weren't too many changes made. Like some playing with like shadows and the way things look, and we're sort of trying to make everything seem cleaner and more streamlined. Been working with Paul and Christian about with this. They're the best, and it's going to just keep on getting better and better as time goes on.
Awesome, thank you. It's going to be interesting for me, to maybe invite you one time, Amiel, to kind of talk about the thought process when working with this tool. Probably going to give you some time and to kind of regroup after today's show. But I think it's going to be interesting for us to hear your perspective about this.
I'll come on as a guest.
Just a co-host. Exactly. Great. Mark, thank you very much for this. How do you do this move? I don't know how to do the move. Yeah, okay, and everybody knows how to do the move. So now I'm a son of a choreographer. My father is a choreographer, and I don't know how to do this move. Fun fact.
Yeah, learn how to pop it and lock it, man.
Yeah. So, Mark, thank you very much. Great song, by the way. I didn't know everybody knew them. I didn't know Glass Animal, but I will know them now. And I usually kind of listen to the stuff that you send and kind of enrich my Spotify. So I'll do that. Yeah. Awesome, man.
It's hard to pick one song. They're a very good band. Highly recommend several of their songs.
Sure. Awesome, great. So anything else you want to say? Mark, do you?
Are we closing off the show?
We're closing off the show, and it's going to be like in a 1 minute, but we're not going to do the song. We're just going to do some stuff that is basically going to end broadcast.